It looks like we are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube. So we are testing. We are testing on YouTube and Facebook. I would like to know if anyone can even hear me from Facebook, from YouTube. I know on TikTok you can already hear me. Maybe you can just do a thumbs up, maybe a heart, or maybe just send a message or something like that. Perfect. We are 3 minutes away from starting our live session. And again, this is going to be titled The Biggest Lie About Setting Your Goals. And all I'm trying to do is to make sure that from now on, you can set up a goal that gets you something. Whether you're studying, whether you're a professional, whether you're doing your business, whether you're just running a family or running a group of friends group, whether you're running a, I don't know, a sports club, maybe a running club or bike club. I do cycling. My bicycle is there. This session is meant to ensure that whatever goal you set, either alone or with a group of great friends that you have or great people you really care about, always succeeds and gets you a result. If not getting you the results, gives you full visibility of where this goal will be, where this goal will end up being, instead of you getting surprises at the end of that goal completion. We are still 2 minutes out, so let's wait for a few friends to join. I see there's already friends joining from Facebook and YouTube. This is pretty good. I'm seeing it here. So long, I'm going to be sharing the screen for those who are joining from Facebook and YouTube. They should be able to see this. Good. Yep. For those who are joining from Facebook and YouTube, you're going to be able to see this. And we're about to start in the next 1 minute. Let me double check if we can hear. I believe we can. I believe we can. Perfect. We are going to start in the next 30 seconds. Time is time. We said we will start in the next 30 seconds and we won't even finish 15 to 20 minutes. This is so that you can actually go and do some work on the goals that you have to do work on instead of us just talking the whole day. Great. We are starting right now. I'm going to introduce myself little and then we go straight to the point. Hi, everybody. My name is Andy, and I like to call myself Mr. Cater. I'm a software engineer and also a career coach. I have a very good YouTube channel wherein I share the things that really matters to me, which includes quality educational videos in Muzanzi's context. In today's live, we are going to be talking about a very interesting view into how you could set up your goal. I'll give you a very good glimpse, but where we can actually start from on this live, this is live 1 out of 3. We're still going to have another one somewhere next week, and then we're going to have a final one, which is an actual event in person and as well as live that we are going to be talking about this. And this live, the topic of it is the biggest lie about goal setting. In this one, we are going to just say, maybe ask yourself a very simple question, right? Your very simple question that you can ask yourself is, how many goals maybe have you written in your life? And from those goals that you have written in your life, how many have you never actually completed? If you have that question at the top of your mind for the rest of this session, you will definitely see us answering some of the pain points that you probably have seen or you have probably experienced. And then it will give you a glimpse of setting goals that you will actually achieve better next time. But before I move on, let's pause, think about the goals. I know you're already thinking at like 50, maybe 100 or 300, whatever the case may be. Don't worry about the number. We are here to get a solution. So, this is a short live about designing goals that actually gets you survival in real life. Because, I mean, this is not like your normal motivations that you would get. You can do it, and no, we are really setting up a framework that gets you results from the actual goals you have. You have already asked your question that how many goals you have set or have written in your life. So then now, so let's get into the interesting part. I There is something I picked up as I was chatting to interesting career professionals in the Cater career coaching sessions. It's that I don't think most of them were actually lazy. And I don't think that they are not really putting the effort. Most people have more unfinished goals than they like to admit. And that does not them make weak, but that does not even make them weak. It just points a broken way of thinking or setting your goals in the first place. And this is what we're going to try to iron out in this session. There are so many people who are trying to join here as co-hosts on TikTok, and it's just getting into our eyes. But again, this is the biggest lies. Goals fail because people lack discipline. Maybe the goal was never designed to succeed in the first place. So for years, I actually did what everyone always tells me to do. So I would say, let's say I have a goal to get fit. I think that has been something that is at the top of my mind a lot lately. And I would go ahead and then just write the whole goal down. And I'll try to just visualize how it would be like. Maybe in the next 2 weeks, I'll be having a bit more muscles. And then I will get to this point and that and that and that and that. And then obviously from there, you try to work as hard as you can. You realize, okay, working hard is not even that sustainable. It's too much burden. You can't even keep up to it, right? I mean, initially, even when I started my career, I used to sleep like 4 hours working hard because I want to get better at coding, or I want to get better at this skill and all those kind of things. And for me, I feel that just how everybody else is just doing it. Like just work hard, visualize where you could be with this goal, and work harder, not hard, work harder, and then obviously just write down what you want to get out of this, and then just do that, do that, do that, do that tirelessly without having to think of what and how you would like it to be. But there's one thing that I forgot to really ask myself. And these are the three questions that I really want you to ask yourself as we are going through this. Don't try to find the solution yet. If you find the solution during the session, 100%, you're smart. That's great. But if you don't find the solution, still, it's fine. If you find a solution of some of the questions that I have, you can just leave them on the chat. I'll definitely read them as I'm finishing up this whole session, and then we'll sort of go through some of the challenges to some of the stuff that you guys have written. So the first question is, you have to just ask yourself, before going or doing any goal or trying to achieve anything, is you have to ask yourself, number one, whose goal is it? The question sounds so vague, but I can explain to you or try to, decipher it in some good way for you to really easily understand it, right? So the question that says, whose goal is it? It's just basically asking, did you choose the goal yourself, or did the society or the environment you are around got to choose the goal for you? I mean, one simple question for those who are working is, do you really want the promotion because you truly want it, or because everyone else seems to be wanting the promotion? Well, of course, you want the money, you want the promotion, you want the big titles, you want the whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. That's good. That's on the positive and the brighter side of things. But do you know what it takes to really get that? Before you even say, okay, I want the goal or I want this thing, do you know what it takes to sort of get to that? And are you willing to do that? And are you already doing it in that way? There's a very interesting thing that I was once told some other time when I was asking some seniors of, oh, hey, how did you get promoted? How can I get promoted as well? At that time, I was quite junior in my career. And the simple answer they gave me was something around this line. If you are a junior right now, or if you are just starting out in your career, you should already be working two levels or at least one level above the current level you are at. Therefore, from there, you are really ready for that promotion. Meaning that if you are in sales, if you they hired you maybe 2 years or 3 years ago, and you've just been doing an average of 5 clients, and then the 5 clients that you're averaging are putting in 1,000 rand per month into the company and all those kind of things. If you want a promotion, maybe you need to double that up, or maybe you need to find some other strategies other guys intermediate in the intermediate positions or in the senior positions are actually doing. Again, if you think about it from that point, then you start owning the goal instead of you just saying, this is what I want, because you see what everybody is looking for. Then you now start saying, this is what I want, I do want, and this is what I'm willing to sort of do for it. Again, question one, whose goal is it? Do you own it, or are you getting pressured to say, I want that goal? Did you really sit down with yourself on the things that you like and you want at that time in life and said, this is what I want, and this is what I'm willing to do for it? And then this sparks a very interesting one. This is the question too that you have to ask yourself to really, you know, be able to sort of figure out the right goal, and then get a very good um, drive on what you want to achieve and how you would want to achieve it. The second question would be, what are you willing to invest? Sure, many people would be thinking, hey, money, whatever. No, 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 no. Money is the result. Time is what you are really investing. In fact, I always say money is just the currency used to explain the time that you have put onto something. And if in our case here, our currency is time. So then what are you willing to invest? Are you willing to put in the time to get to that promotion? Are you willing to put in the time to get that good body that I spoke about? Are you willing to put in the time to get the good grades that you said you want to get in the next semester, in the next term, or in the next year? And the second one is obviously the energy. This sort of goes hand in hand, but I don't think they I don't think they are equally the same. They are basically you can put in the time but never put in the energy. How I can explain that is that you can tell your friend or your brother or whoever that, hey, I'm going to the coffee shop to do some studying or to go and look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You are putting the time. That's perfect. But the energy is in that time that you put, let's say an hour, how much of the output or how much of something that you sort of got or how much of work or how much of pushing whatever you are pushing or effort basically did you put in that time that you had. And that is what energy is. It's like how much of energy did you really burn in that 1 hour or in that time that you got to put in. Again, that's another thing you could really invest into this. And the third one, which for many people, this is where they really fail, the consistency. Consistency in the simplest form or in the simplest English is the ability to show up every day or every hour or every second or again and again and again and again until you sort of get something or you get to a point where you be like, sure, this is what I would want to get to, or this is the completion of this goal or whatever that I'm doing. Um, I mean, although I mean, people mostly just okay, cool. I'm gonna show up if people are looking, or I'm gonna show up if there's some little pressure behind, or whatever the case may be. Well, that's not really consistency. It's just you're just showing up. But consistency is one of those that even if no one is watching, even if you don't feel like doing, and even if you it's not the greatest mood day, you just sort of then show up because again you want to be consistent. It's like today I've put in an hour, tomorrow I'm going to put in an hour, a day after I'm going to put in an hour. Sure, you can miss a day, you can miss 2 days and all those kind of things, but are you going to come back and still be consistent on what you started or what you have been doing since, and then you sort of take it on that. And the last question, which I would wish to answer in this session, but probably not going to answer, is how will you know you are making great progress? To say, okay, cool. Now I've put in the time, Andy. I have put in the energy, which is the work and the effort. And then I've put in also the consistency into this one goal. In our case, we want to get a promotion. I've put in all those three things. Then what? Do I just wait for, 3 years? Do I just wait for months? Do I just wait, I don't know, until Jesus comes back? Kind of a thing, right? Or what is going to happen? I mean, I would like to know if I'm even going to win out of this whole thing, or what are the likelihoods that I'm going to win? Well, we don't know, and you will never know because we can't predict the outcome. But there is something you can know before then. It's like the progress that you're making or the effort you have put in so far. That sort of then could be an average of what everybody else has to go through or have or put to get whatever you want to sort of get in that specific goal. And obviously, this is what sort of keeps you going until you actually get to see the results. So, getting the visibility of did I even put in the time, and even if I'm failing or passing, did I actually even put in the time, and did I have progress on the previous things that we spoke about? Again, I'm not going to answer that one a lot. But all I can tell you is for the past 67 days, I've been testing a very completely different way of thinking about goals. And this is the reason why I'm starting these lives. And I'm going to do a workshop on the 18th of July, which is my birthday. And this whole way of thinking about goals, it has changed how I build products and I actually approach my career and how I approach my health and how I approach my businesses. And honestly, it's also how I think about my future in general. Well, I'm not going to explain the system today because on the 18th of July, like I said, we are going to build it together. So instead of me coming with these slides and then we're going to just talk about it and visually try to visualize it and all those kind of things, On the 18th of July, there's going to be a pen and paper or whatever, what board, and then you're going to be sitting with us in the same room, and we will be building these things together at the goal lab. Because again, what are you doing without a goal, and what are you going to achieve without having to set a proper goal in the best way possible? And if you have ever started something with excitement and only to lose momentum a few weeks later, I think you will really enjoy what is coming. And what is coming is the second live next week, and as well as the big workshop that we're going to do on the 18th of July, Mandela Day. I guess I will see you on the next live, and I really appreciate you guys showing up. For any questions or any comments, I'll definitely just answer them after the session. Again, thank you very much for showing up. This is Mr. Keita, and I'll see you on the next live session. Bye.